Greetings everyone, this is Alexandra. Welcome to Alexandra ESL. In this part, we are going to talk about something very important. How do you know that something is truly yours? Because two people can walk the same path, study the same subject, have the same opportunities, but only one of them continues. Why? As Jeff said, it was hard, but I wanted more. And that changes everything. Let's explore that.
And I also, at the same time, as I became as I completed my education, I was involved in also teaching and teaching adults or college students on the side at our church. I led a group of college students for right after I graduated from college. I became a teacher of college students, believe it or not, and so I started doing a small group there. I started leading a small group there, which in a sense was teaching, and so I was responsible for developing the topics or the curriculum that I used, and leading the group week by week. And that was not a formal education process in a school, but it was still teaching. And I continued that process within about 2 or 3 years. I changed from doing that with college students to doing the same thing with high school students. And so during my work day, Monday through Friday, I was teaching high school students English, and on Sundays I was working with high school students teaching other things, teaching Bible courses, Bible type program topics, and so that gave me kind of a double dose of teaching experience. And there's nothing to teach you, nothing that allows you to teach, to learn, I guess, about teaching quicker than standing in front of a group of students every day. And so, and you become a fast learner, because if you don't learn and if you don't prepare properly, it's devastating. And so I was a quick learner, and I was able then to apply many of the theories, much of the philosophical rationale for teaching that I'd learned in my coursework. I was able to apply that on the spot quickly. And it was at that point in my career, it was a matter of survival. I had to come up with strategies and techniques that worked, and it was really I was engaged totally, mind, body, and spirit. Those first, let me say, 2 or 3 years of experience in some ways were fairly brutal, but also it taught me a lot. And I really believe that I had a good attitude about it. I wanted to learn, and so I did learn, and I was applying what I was learning, and I wanted to be a better teacher and a better teacher. I wanted to be a good teacher. Just by way of contrast, my friend that I told you about, who went through who started to go through the program, when he started to go through it, but he had an experience, kind of as an intern that first summer. He was assigned to go to a school and do some practice teaching. I think they called it then practice teaching, under the supervision of a trained teacher, a professional teacher. And that experience for him was very, he learned a lot, but it was very difficult for him. And he discovered that he was not teaching material. And so he didn't want to continue to be a teacher. I mean, his interest was in journalism, but he thought he might go into teaching, and it didn't work for him at all. And so what happened for him is that he also, since he was single, he was drafted into the military and spent a year in the military. And then when he got out of the military, he went back to a master's degree in journalism at another university, and pursued a career in journalism, which for him was a good choice. He just discovered that from that practice teaching experience that he was not really cut out to be a teacher. Mm-hmm. And for me, it just kind of, I had an opposite experience. It was challenging, it was difficult, it was very hard, it was very time consuming, it took all my energy. However, I wanted more. I wanted to do it well, and I wanted to do it more. And so that, I think, is kind of like the real core of my training and my experience in teaching. I really had those seeds of becoming a teacher that started younger in my career, in my life, in school, from a couple teachers who modeled good teaching for me. Mm-hmm. Those seeds grew and grew and grew, and I believe that was something that I really felt called to, and that I desired to. I wanted to get better at it, and I wanted to pursue that as a career. I didn't know how long it would last. I didn't know if I would become interested in another direction, but the longer I did it, the more I was convinced that it was the right place for me to be.
So here is what I'm taking from this. Two people can walk the same path and only one continues. Why? Because, as Jeff said, it was hard, but I wanted more. And I think that's the difference. That inner pull that doesn't let you stop. So if something is truly yours, difficulty won't push you away. It'll pull you deeper. What's your takeaway?